So let's do this. Let's discuss time now with 3 pieces: kick, snare, and hat. And then I'll analyze that to be more of a robotic situation or more of a JR situation. So let's take 1 and 3 in the kick drum, 2 and 4 in the snare, and 1/8 notes in the hi-hat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play like a machine. And I always make that joke of like, okay, I'm a machine, you know, and they always want you to play in the studio kind of like a machine. We're always replacing machines in the studio. But then again, they're calling us drummers because the machine doesn't feel right. That's going to be an 1/8 note groove. I'm going to use just the shank of the drumstick, 1 and 3 and 2 and 4, and I'm going to have the bass drum exactly on the beat, and the snare drum's going to be exactly on 2 and 4. And it's going to sound very sterile. Now, to a lot of people, or to the average Joe that's not a musician, may think, wow, that's cool, man. That's really cool. That's a great groove. But if you notice, I'm stiffer than ever trying to play that groove, and it doesn't feel right. Plus, I can't see anybody dancing to that groove. It just sounds sterile to me. So let's loosen it up. How do you do that? First of all, I said earlier that the bass drum is attacked on exactly 1 and 3, exactly on the beat. But I want to lay the snare drum back a few milliseconds. So now that creates a question. How does that then even out if the bass drum is on the beat and the snare drum's behind 2 and behind 4? When you tie the hi-hat in, doesn't that seem all mishmashed? Well, here's the key. The key is to create a hi-hat phrase that flows from the downbeat of your kick drum and hits the backbeats pulled back slightly. What does that do? That creates a hump or a musical phrase that's not sterile or strict or robotic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay the snare drum back slightly and add the hi-hat. Now I'm going to go back and forth between robot and JR, or me.